All right, it's along with India, I'm sure the rest of the globe also is mourning the loss of a legendary figure like Ratan Tata. My colleague Sumita caught up with Sanjeev Bikchandani as well on his take.
I recall about 10 or 15 years ago, there was an event in Delhi where I think at the Ministry of IT, where there were several people from industry. At the end of it is a group photograph of all of us. Mr. Tata went and stood at the back of the group. Now, he was a senior most person in that room. And everybody in the front said, call Mr. Tata to the front. And he refused to come. Finally, after much persuasion, he came to the front. He was that sort of person, self-effacing, modest, shy, did not seek the limelight, truly modest. I think it's very rare to find an individual like that who has achieved so much and given so much to Indian industry.
His contribution to the startup fraternity as well. You mentioned that he held an umbrella of brands and developed them into some of the best brands that we are seeing today. But speaking specifically about the startup sector as well, his company was invested in so many of them, has helped early investors just like you are as of now. But do help us understand that bit, and if you could also recount a couple of instances of your meeting perhaps and some things that inspired you and several other businessmen about him.
So I think he made a personal angel investment in a number of startups. He was deeply interested in the startup economy, the startup ecosystem. He believed startups would transform India and were really important for the Indian economy. And it's great to have someone like him who's at the head of so many large companies to think of startups. I had the good fortune of meeting him in 1985 for the first time. Right? I was 22 and I was in my first job in Bombay. And there's a particular assignment which required me to meet him. And I was very impressed with, A, how polite he was, and B, how focused he was. No wasting time. He would say in 50 words what others would say in 500 words.